think Musk and his friends are saying, oh my goodness, how do we protect American workers from the explosion in technology that we're seeing? They don't give a damn about you. If this is what they could do to federal employees, think about what they could do to people in the private sector.
Hey, he don't give a damn about you. How many times have we said that throughout the past 10 years? Trump and the Republicans, and we can throw some Democrats in there too. Hey, why not? They don't give a damn about you. Black, white, Mexican, Asian, anything in between. They don't care about you. When you gonna understand that? Mr. Bernard Mr. Bernard Sanders, the president, the best president that we will never get, at least in my lifetime. I'm kind of confident I'm not going to see a president like Mr. Sanders in my lifetime. And it's not like he's some spectacle, like some magical person. Like his best quality, at least for me, is that like he's consistent with a positive message that the stats show and regular people understand. And he's been on this same messaging before I was born. You can't really say that about any politician. And we will never get to see him, at least see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say 100% he's going to change the whole entire world. I don't know. But can we give him a shot? Is that so much to ask for? But no. Hey, no. We got literally the total opposite. And not we, you. Because I didn't do that. Yeah, I've been trying to educate, but no, that's a whole nother story. And it's funny because at work, we were kind of having the whole politician conversation. All politicians this and this and this. And they're kind of right. But I said, hey, what about Bernie Sanders? Oh, he's too radical. He's too commune. You know the whole, communist thing. I'm like, what policies is too radical for you? And guess what? I didn't say it disrespectfully. I said it a real question. And guess what he said? I don't know. And I asked him, is healthcare for everybody too radical? No. His answer was no. It's like, you know what? That's actually a good idea. And that's the constant conversation that we are always having. Why are people constantly voting against their best interest? And Trump is the proof of that. And trust me, in my next video, I told you so. Who expected anything different? But no, we want to say no to the person who's been consistent since day one. I'm a little confused. So it's not even Republican versus Democrat at this point. It's just if people could understand their material needs can be almost met if we can just educate ourselves and vote accordingly. But no, we do not do that. No, not here in America. But once again, Bernie Sanders himself, in the CNN town hall type of situation that they have, does it once again, shows us that he understands what the people need, because unfortunately, back in the 60s and in the 50s, we're kind of in the same situation when it comes to education, when it comes to jobs, when it comes to immigration, healthcare. You would think it got better, but no, of course not. So once again, Mr. Bernie Sanders doing what he does best in educating people. Let's take a listen.
Those tariffs are aimed at part, and the president talks about bringing manufacturing jobs to America. The White House talked about iPhones being made here in America. Some economists have said it would cost thousands of extra dollars to buy an iPhone. Is that realistic?
I think I don't know the answer to that. But what I do know is the immediate harm is going to be very significant. And it
So just right off the bat, I love how he's not wasting time with, it's not a stupid question, but it's a stupid question. I mean, you got Bernie Sanders in front of you. You're talking about the prices of an iPhone, which is already expensive as hell. I mean, and they're only getting more expensive, and they don't really do too much. So thank you, Bernie Sanders, for not sitting there sitting here like, oh, well, you know, if you carry the one and multiply it by two, you know, then, like, I don't care about the prices of an iPhone. I care about the prices of gas and food and housing. That's what I care about. Jake Tapper, whatever your name is. What's his name? I don't know. It doesn't even matter. But thank you, Bernie Sanders, for saying, hey, I don't know that, but let's talk about what actually matters and not an iPhone.
is going to, I was just in Target the other day buying something, and I looked around there. Virtually all of those products sold in stores like Target are going to see significant increases in prices if Trump gets his way with tariffs. That's going to hurt working people a whole lot.
This is Marge Watchorn, a manager at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. She's worked with the federal government for 30 years. Thank you for your service.
Thanks.
Marge is a Democrat from Ellicott City, Maryland. Marge?
Senator, what would you say to federal employees who are concerned about the careless workforce cuts being effectuated by Elon Musk and DOGE?
I want to say two things about that. First of all, thank you and your colleagues for your years of service. The vast majority of federal employees are trying their best to do the jobs that have to be done to protect the American people, and I thank you all very much for that. The idea that Mr. Musk goes around and with a chainsaw, I mean, that is his metaphor, a chainsaw, slashing jobs all over the place, telling people based on nothing that they have poor performance records, throwing them out into the street is outrageous. But I want to say something else.
And before he says something else, once again, I want to say this for my next video, but I told you, many people have told you that why would you trust someone like Donald Trump who has a history of just firing people, cheating people out of money, contractors, treating their employees like ish. Elon Musk, how many lawsuits, how many complaints does he need to have to understand, hey, I don't think he treats his employees with respect. So why would Elon Musk treat federal employees any different? I'm pretty sure I done said it. I done made over 600 videos. I done said it at least once. So I'm just a little confused on why people are surprised at this. This is literally what they campaigned on, and they're fulfilling that promise. But okay, hey, Mr. Sanders, I'm sorry, I digress. Go ahead.
Above and beyond. And by the way, I was just on the floor a few hours ago. They have decided in their brilliance, and I suspect this is a Musk initiative, to lay off, they have a proposal to lay off 83,000 workers at the Veterans Administration. Got that?
83,000.
So we made a commitment to the men and women who put their lives on the line that we were going to provide them with the best quality health care that we could. And generally speaking, I know in my state, veterans are very proud of the health care they get in White River Junction, Vermont, and that's true in many places in this country. But arbitrarily throwing 83,000 workers in the Veterans Administration, lowering the quality of care for our veterans, delaying the kind of the time in which they're going to get their benefits is a total outrage. I want to add one point to that. I want everybody to think about this. Most people, we have millions of federal employees, most people are not federal employees. And I think many people are saying, wow, that's outrageous. I really feel for these federal employees thrown out on the street. But I want you to think about this. If Musk can do this to federal employees, some of whom are in unions, some of whom work for years, what do you think he's going to be doing when artificial intelligence and robotics comes for your job. Guess what?
Hey, he ain't lying.
The job you have today ain't going to be here in 10 or 15 years. And you
Hey, once again, and before, even before Trump's first term, people were saying, he's just saying this just to say it. He's just saying it just to be crazy, just to get a few clicks, a few views. But he's not going to really do what he wants to do. He's not going to say, do all these crazy things. We seen what happened during the first term. Same with the second term. Nah, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do this. He's just saying it because he's crazy, right? He lets us say all these crazy things just to get a reaction out of people. That's what they said. And after these, 3 months that he's been in office? Yes, only 3 months. We got, 3 years and 9 more months left of this, hopefully. Hopefully. I learned just with these 3 months to never say never. Justin Bieber said it right. Never say never. So, hey, I know it sounds crazy, but you need to stay alert. You need to stay aware, because anything to save them money, they're going to do. That's simple.
I think Musk and his friends are saying, oh my goodness, how do we protect American workers from the explosion in technology that we're seeing? They don't give a damn about you. If this is what they could do to federal employees, think about what they could do to people in the private sector.
Hey, he don't give a damn about you. How many times have we said that throughout the past 10 years? Trump and the Republicans, and we could throw some Democrats in there too. Hey, why not? They don't give a damn about you. Black, white, Mexican, Asian, anything in between. They don't care about you. When you gonna understand that? After we have another recession, Great Depression 2.0? I don't know. When they send you, yes, you watching this, to Guantanamo Bay or some other supermax prison around the world, when are you going to understand that? I don't know. You might be too stupid to understand that. I don't know.
So bottom line there is, I am not a Luddite. I think technology has many positive things to say. But we have got to understand that new technology, AI, robotics, has got to work for working people, not just for the billionaires and Mr. Musk.
There's a lot of talk about, from the DOGE team or from Elon Musk, about waste, fraud, and abuse and what they're finding. Have you seen much evidence of waste, fraud, and abuse? Because what they put on their wall of receipts, some of the top items, the biggest savings they allege to have implemented, turned out to be mistakes or just lies.
Look, am I going to sit here and tell anybody in America that the United States government doesn't have a bureaucracy and there isn't waste? Of course there is. And do we all, you're Republican, conservative, progressive? I was mayor of the city of Berlin. One of the things I'm proud of is we saved money. We made the city more efficient. People pay taxes. They want to make sure their money goes to where it's supposed to go. We can do better than we're doing right now.
Is there a contribution Elon Musk could make to the federal government that you would be?
I think his name, I don't think he can do it. But do I think as a nation, as a Congress, as an administration, we got to sit down and say, how do we break through the bureaucracy and make the government more efficient? Yes. But I want to give you one example.
Hey, once again, I love how he just answered the question, because it's a simple question. Can Elon Musk, in some good way, contribute to government waste? No. Elon Musk is not built like that. Elon Musk is the richest person on planet Earth for a reason. It is not benefiting for other people. It's not because of that. So you will not put Lex Luthor, you will not put Thanos as a healthcare worker. It is not built within their DNA to care for other people and not think of themselves every step of the way. That is not Elon Musk. But once again, we have plenty of time to understand that. But yet, we had half the country vote for him. I'm still surprised. Hey, still surprised.
And this worries me a whole lot. Trump gets up in his State of the Union, and many of you have heard it. And he says, oh my goodness, millions and millions of senior citizens, 150 years age, 200 years of age. Remember that? Oh, they're all getting Social Security benefits. It's a lie. A total, absolute lie. I mean, according to the new guy who is going to become the Social Security Administrator, Trump's own appointee, well over 99% of the benefits owed to people on Social Security were earned by the people on Social Security. It's just another lie. So a lot of what they're doing is, am I going to tell you the Veterans Administration is the most efficient organization in the world? No, it's not. But you don't simply, with a chainsaw, if you like, get rid of 83,000 people, then say, oh, it's not going to impact the quality of care that our veterans receive.
The president.
If you're driving your car and your check engine light goes off, are you just gonna scrap your car and get a new one? I mean, if you got money like that, then hey, this scenario is not for you. But for regular folks, hey, I'm talking to you. You're not gonna just scrap your car. You're gonna figure out what's wrong with it. And if you're really trying to manage your money, you're just gonna fix exactly what is wrong. Don't just fix things that don't need to be fixed or don't have to be fixed right now. Trust me, we all been there. Hey, we'll hold that off until it becomes an immediate emergency. Why, if Elon Musk really cared, wanting to fire over 80,000 VA workers, what is that going to solve? What is the problem? Can you articulate what the problem is to where you need to fire over 80,000 regular people working? I'm pretty sure he hasn't elaborated in some detailed reason, because when you're firing over 80,000 people, we need pages of an explanation of this. Pages. Oh, bore us with the details, please. But no, nothing else matters because they don't care. It's that simple. So I don't know. I'm just a regular YouTuber guy, and I understand this is pretty basic stuff, but what do I know, huh?
The president's keeping a 10% tariff on most countries, 25% on some goods from Canada and Mexico, 125% now on China. Has all of this chaos permanently damaged our economy, our reputation in the world?
Look, I live in Burlington, Vermont. You should all come up and visit us sometimes. We're a great city, a great state. I live 50 miles away from the Canadian border. Throughout the history of the United States and Canada, we have had a very warm, positive relationship. They are our neighbors. They are our friends. And right now, I got to tell you that in Canada, when you have a president of the United States who goes out of his way to insult the prime minister, he calls him governor. Oh, by the way, you're a Canadian. We're going to make you the 51st state. Canadians, who I love, they're great people. They're not coming into Vermont anymore. They're not coming into America. They're boycotting American goods. Similar to our friends in Mexico and all over the world. These are allies. We fought World War II. We defeated Nazism, fighting with our friends in UK and France throughout Europe. And now they're saying, what in God's name is going on with the United States of America? So the idea that this nation, which all of us want to see as what did Ronald Reagan call it, the city on the mountain?
Shining city on a hill.
City on a hill, close, sorry. I don't quote Reagan all that often. But, we want to be a model to the world. We want people to look at us and say, we want to be like the United States. Not, oh, God, United States, what are they doing? So,
let's get to our first questioner. This is Nate Gilsaw, Legal Administrative Specialist at the Department of Justice from Burke, Virginia. He's a Republican. Nate, welcome.
Thank you. Senator Sanders, you have consistently opposed trade agreements like NAFTA and the Trans-Pacific Partnership, citing their detrimental effects on American workers. Recently, President Trump imposed broad reciprocal tariffs on numerous countries, leading to significant market disruptions and international backlash. How do you assess the effectiveness of such tariff strategies in protecting American jobs, and what alternative measures would you advocate to ensure fair trade without escalating global trade tensions?
thanks a lot, Nate.
Okay, whoa. Now, I haven't been on YouTube in a couple of weeks. Well, I think maybe a month. I'll probably make a separate video talking about that. I'm still trying to get over this cold, so if you hear me coughing, I apologize. But no. These reciprocal tariffs, no. Please, for the love of God, educate yourself. That is not what Trump is doing, number one, okay? 2, tariffs are not protecting American jobs the way that Trump is verbalizing them. That's not how it's working. And if it is protecting a job out there, it's doing more harm to the majority of Americans than protecting that few job that it might be. Okay, I'm just gonna give it just maybe, that one job is not worth destroying an economy. And you know how I know that? History. Hey, guess what? It's a thing called history. And if you know about it, you can try your best to avoid it again. So once again, hey, this guy right here, God bless your heart. Hey, that is an awesome beard. I like the business at the top and the party at the bottom. But no, that is not how that is working. It is not helping protect jobs the way that you would, it's supposed to be. But the way that Trump is doing it is not protecting jobs. I'm sorry. Just because he says it's protecting jobs doesn't mean that it's doing that. So let's hear what Sanders has to say.
Nate is quite right. Not only did I vote against a Clinton-inspired NAFTA and PNTR with China, I helped lead the effort against it. And I think you know why. What I saw and wanted to prevent was the decimation of communities all over this country where working people had decent jobs, often with unions, in a factory. And what these trade agreements in essence said to corporate America, hey, no problem, you can throw American workers out on the street, you can go to Mexico, you can go to China and hire people for pennies an hour. And I thought that that was a horrible idea. It was a horrible idea. It resulted in the loss of thousands and thousands of factories in America, the loss of millions of jobs. So to answer Nate's question, look, what I think is tariffs used selectively are a good idea if they're going to protect American jobs. But to arbitrarily, out of nowhere, come up with a tariff that they can't even justify or explain to virtually every country on earth is absolutely counterproductive.
Hey.
Because, you know, there were...
Okay, hey, that's for next video, okay? So, once again, I love Bernie Sanders doesn't do too much. He doesn't try to make a spectacle out of everything. I mean, he can get a little crazy, but he knows how to talk to people. And he knows the basic things of what people are going through and knowing the role of government in people's lives here in America and abroad. Hey, if you don't know that. And unfortunately, you can't disagree with him. Healthcare, education, wages, wealth inequalities. We all know that that is an issue. If you don't think that's an issue, then, I mean, I got a tariff to sell you in my trunk. Okay, that's simple. But unfortunately, people are, I don't want to insult people, but people are just not ready mentally for these grown-up conversations, okay? We gotta wait until they experience life and then they educate themselves to understand the why, the how, the who, the where, and then vote accordingly. But unfortunately, we're not there yet. Because as you see, we got Donald Trump, and we gonna have him for a long time. But like always, if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.